Hi, it's Andrew, and in this video we will be going over major scales. In a previous video, you learned that a key signature tells you which notes to play as sharps or flats. A scale follows those key signatures. Each scale has 8 notes and starts and ends on the same note. All notes between the starting and ending note only occur once within the scale. For major scales, only major key signatures will be used. Since there are 15 major key signatures, there are 15 major scales. Let's look at an example. Look at D major scale. D major scale starts and ends on the same note, D. There are exactly 8 notes, and in between the lower D and the higher D, every note only occurs once within the scale. Let's look at another example. This is B major scale. In B major scale, B starts and ends the scale. Again, there are exactly 8 notes, and in between the first and last note, each note only appears once within the scale. There's one more thing you need to learn about major scales. That is to recognize which key signatures the major scale is in. More often than not, composers will modulate the tonality of the music anywhere within the music. This means that the key signature shown at the beginning of the staff may not actually be the key that the music is in later on. However, an easy way to identify the key is to look for clues such as scales. If there is a scale within the music, you can use this technique to identify the new modulated key. For example, let's say that we are in the key of a new piece. We know that the composer has transposed the music to a new key, but we are not sure which key. In the middle of the piece, we find this scale. If we can determine the key of this scale, we can determine the key of the music piece. Looking at the scale, we see that it starts and ends on the same note. The note is G flat. Now, let's write out the notes in between the first and the last note. A flat, B flat, C flat, D flat, E flat, and F. Now, since these flats are not in the order that we usually see them in, let's rearrange them. B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, and C flat. Now, we can confirm that this scale is in fact G flat major. It not only has 8 notes and starts and ends on the same note, but it also has every flat needed for the G flat major scale. Then we can confirm that the new piece's new key signature is G flat major key signature because of this scale. Let's look at another example. Similar to the last example, we are trying to find a new key that the music piece is modulated to. We find that this scale within the music, and then we can understand what the new key is for this piece. We see that the scale begins and ends on A, but we are not sure if this is A major or A minor. So let's confirm by looking at the notes. We see B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, and G sharp. Since we know that A major has exactly 3 sharps, then we can confirm that this is in fact A major scale. Because the scale we see is in A major, we can confirm that the music piece's new key is A major key signature. Let's review. So what did we learn? We learned that major scales use major key signatures, and because there are 15 major key signatures, there are exactly 15 major scales. Scales begin and end on the same note, and each note between the first and last note only occur once. In total, in a scale, there are exactly 8 notes. And major scales can be used to find the key of a new music piece. That's it for this video. See you in the next one.